Hey, what's up? Welcome back. It's Xander Douik with a new tutorial on how to create anime VFX videos like Ardito Part 2. This is the video you've all asked for, and as I promised, here is the second part of how to create anime VFX videos. This tutorial is going to be a bit long, so without further ado, let's get started. By the way, if you haven't watched the first part yet, I suggest you do because this one is more complicated. So click on this card up here to watch the first episode, then come back here. And one more thing, I have noticed that 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. And make sure to watch the video till the end because I'm going to announce the release date of the third episode. Now the first effect we're going to be creating is the ninja sliding effect, which looks like this. Now what you need to do is to record your videos doing some slides like so. And of course, don't forget to take an empty shot as always. Inside of After Effects, make sure your clean plate is on the bottom, then go to where you want to start sliding and press Ctrl plus Shift plus D. Now move forward another frame and press Ctrl plus Shift plus D again. Now I will nudge this layer, then extend this layer for a couple frames and select the pen tool to draw a rough mask around the subject. Now I will freeze frame this layer, turn it into a 3D layer, then keyframe its position, move forward a couple frames and move it away on the Z axis and position it until it matches the second clip. I will bring this clip to make sure they are in the same position. I have to move it on the X and Y axis a bit. Now it looks fine. Just enable motion blur on the comp and on the layer as well to end up with this effect. And now all you have to do is to keep doing the same thing for the rest of the slides to end up with something like this. The next effect is the Killua speed jumps effect. Here is how it looks. Alright, so this is my clip. This is the empty shot. Now as we did before, go to where you want to start the jumps, press Ctrl plus Shift plus D, move forward one frame and do it again. Now I will extend this clip and draw a rough mask around the subject. Then freeze frame it and now I will add a wiggle expression. So alt click on the position stopwatch and type in wiggle, open bracket 50, 3000, close bracket. I will extend it a bit more and now enable motion blur to get this crazy jumps effect. Now I will show you how I created these camera movements. So I will duplicate my clean plate, then choose the starting position, add a keyframe, move forward for a couple frames, then change the position to the next one. Do it again, then get back to the starting position. Let's see how it looks now. It's too fast, so I will move the keyframes away from each other. Now it looks better, so enable motion blur, and now to make it last longer I will select and copy the last 3 keyframes, move away from the last frame and press Ctrl plus V to paste these keyframes and keep doing it for as many times as you want. Now as you can see, there are these black edges that appears as the clip rotates. So to fix it, I will add the motion tile effect and check mirror edges, then increase the output height and width, and there you go. And now just add your subject as we did in the beginning, scale it up and then keyframe its position, go through every frame and change its position to make it visible on each position as the camera rotates. And lastly, I will duplicate this clip again, then bring back this one to finish off the effect. Now I'm going to show you how I created this anime super speed scene. First thing I did was that I shot myself running in front of a green screen, then I downloaded this moving green field background, and now bring both clips into After Effects. At the bottom we have the background, and on top is my green screen clip. And now I'm gonna key myself out of the green screen. But before that, I wanna change something. As you can notice, my green screen color is a bit dark, so if I key it out directly, it won't work. That's why I'm gonna change it by using this effect called Change to Color. Now when I add the key light effect, select an area of the green screen and boom, it gets keyed out. Now change the view to screen matte, increase the clip black until everything becomes pitch black except the subject, then increase the clip white until the subject becomes fully white. Change the view back to the final result and mess around with the rest of the settings depending on your clip. Now I will create a mask around the subject to get rid of anything else. I will position the subject and maybe scale up the background clip a bit. Let me rename the layers to organize the comp. Now for the first shot I want the background to be still, so select the background layer and press Ctrl plus Shift plus T. I will move this one back here, then freeze frame this new layer. I'm gonna do the same thing for the subject layer. Put this one down here and freeze frame it. Extend the background layer a bit, and now on the subject layer, go back to the beginning, press P for position and add a new keyframe. I will move it outside of the frame, then move forward for a couple frames and change its position like so. Now enable motion blur and see how it looks. I will nudge the subject layer to the middle of the background layer and maybe lower the space between the keyframes to make it faster. You have to play around with the settings as you like because it won't be the same as my clips, so feel free to improvise. Next, I'm gonna add the fire trails that runs behind me. So I have this fire trails footage. If you would like to use it, you'll find a download link down in the description. I will scale it up, change its blend mode to add, then turn it into a 3D layer. And I'm gonna rotate it so it moves right behind my feet. This is good. Now I will keyframe its position. Let me get rid of this part first. Okay, add a keyframe for the position, move it outside of the frame, then adjust the position for each frame, and after I get out of the frame, it should stay right here in the background. But you can notice that the trails are too short. So we can fix it by pressing S for scale, then uncheck this chain icon, which stands for uniform scale, and now increase the scale width until it covers the whole frame. Oops, I have to fix the Y rotation again. Scale it a bit more, rotate it, and now you're good. Just enable motion blur and let's see how it looks. Just get rid of this part and it looks great. Now I'm gonna create the next scene. So let me move these layers down here, and now the first thing I'm gonna do is to make the background move faster. So right click on it and choose time, then time stretch, and lower this value down. I'm gonna start with 10. Next add a CC force motion blur effect and increase the shutter angle to 360, and let's see how it looks now. Okay, it looks good. Now I will scale down the subject a bit, position it, then duplicate the subject layer and add a drop shadow effect into the new copy. Check shadow only, and now turn the shadow layer into a 3D layer and then position and rotate it where it should be. I will increase the softness, maybe lower the opacity a little bit, scale it up, move it closer to the subject. I will rename this layer to shadow, then select both the shadow and subject layer, right click and choose pre-compose and check move all attributes into the new composition. Now press P and create a new keyframe for the position. Then move forward, and before the background layer ends, I will add another keyframe and move the subject to the other side of the frame. And now right click on the comp layer, choose time, time stretch, and lower this value to 10 as well. Don't forget to enable motion blur on the comp to get something like this. Alright, now for the takeoff effect, I will come here to the end of the clip, move the last keyframe one frame backward, then create a new keyframe, move forward for a couple of frames and add another keyframe, and here you wanna move the subject up like so, to end up with this effect. And finally you can add some dirt charges and ground debris, and I will leave you a download link with all the footages I used in this video. So I'm gonna position it right after I jump. Then I'm gonna make it a bit faster. I will do the same thing with this ground debris footage. Now select all three layers, press P4 position, create a new keyframe, move forward a couple of frames, then nudge them a bit, move forward again, and do the same thing until they get out of the frame, because they shouldn't be moving with the camera. And that's it for this scene. Moving to the next scene, which is creating these things running behind me. Okay, it's super easy. I will use my subject layer, draw a rough mask as always, then freeze frame it. I will get rid of this part. Now scale it down. Create a new keyframe for the position and move it anywhere outside of the frame. Then move forward a couple of frames and change its position so it touches the ground. Then move forward again and lift it up, creating a curve like so, to end up with this loop. If you feel that it's way too fast, you can move the keyframes away from each other to make it slower, and there you go. Now it looks like someone is flying high, gets down, touches the ground, then flies back up. And now, as it touches the ground, I'm gonna add the ground debris just like we did before. And don't forget to keyframe its position and move it out of the frame. Then enable motion blur to get this effect. All you have to do now is to repeat the same process for as many times as you want to finally end up with a similar scene. I hope I mentioned everything. If you have anything in mind or want me to create a certain effect, just leave me a comment below and I will be more than happy to make a tutorial about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for enjoying my videos. I'm really glad that this community is growing, and I promise that I will keep uploading more videos and teach you how to create more amazing visual effects. For the third episode of this series, it will be released next Sunday. I was gonna include it in today's tutorial, but then I realized that there will be tons of information for you to catch, so that's why we're gonna leave it for the next week. And that's all. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment below, and until next time, don't forget, if it's thinkable, it's doable.